me see here. So this summer, after Dave Atwater did his kind of top paint, bottom paint presentation thing, I was like, yeah, this needs to happen because the bottom of our boat was like, it had a blade of paint on it. I hated scrubbing it off because it just comes off right in the water. And I'm like on my paddle board, like trying to scrub it because it's out on the buoy. It was just gross. And also it was so like patchy because my dad would just like paint over it in the patches, and then like new patches would happen, and then it was like thick and thin. So essentially Nira and I used the facilities at the Port of Everett Boatyard. We dragged her over to Everett and spent about 2 weeks completely sanding all the way, not just like the top layer of like anti-fouling paint, but all the way through the barrier paint because it was that uneven and it was just such a pain in the butt. So all the way down to the gel coat and repainting both the barrier paint and the hard paint, replacing it with a water-based anti-fouling hard paint instead of that ablative stuff. So now I can wipe her down and she doesn't smush all over me. So this was us doing the sanding. I'm hoping that the sound works here. Let's see. Oh. That's how many handstands? How many handstands have you seen this year? One, two, three. So all those little blue tape patches are spots where one of the sanders was more of like one of those grinding sanders. It wasn't randomly oscillating. So it went through a little bit too far. And so I also learned how to patch with gel coat and the difference between gel coat with wax and gel coat without wax and what you're supposed to do with that. And like big kudos to everyone like here who are like, I mean, also kudos to Dave, but like, you know, Vince let me borrow his sander and I was just, you know, I felt like I had a lot of help. So even though it was just me and Nira doing the actual like manual labor, and we were so sore after all that sanding, but it was worth it. So, and then this was the part 2, which
the 2-part bottom paint?
yes, so this is the barrier coat.
Barrier coat.
Which is like the protectant from the water, like swelling. We realized rolling and tipping is the only way to get it to not just like be an orange peel on the surface.
Looks beautiful.
So that was our adventure this summer, and then
Way more fun than when I did it on my boat.
Looks fun.
It was not fun. A lot of beer was consumed in that parking lot. But it was worth it. It was, I mean, we've, you know, been able to wipe it down and not have it come off on us, and also like it is like very easy to clean, and the water-based paint is staying great, and I just have to like replace it every year and a half. And like I want to do a whole presentation on everything that we really did, but we don't have that much time. So
Yeah, you'd like that presentation.
What kind of sander did you use?
we had a random oscillating one and like vacuum sanders with a shop vac, because they have like outlets and like a spigot and everything at each little stall essentially there in the boatyard. So it's a DIY boatyard, and then there are boatyard services beyond it.
Or you rented it from the boatyard?
No, we used Vince's, and we have another friend who also works on boats, and we had 2 vacuum sanders going for like 5 days straight, hazmat suits and everything. Took quite a while, but here's some fun adventures from after the boat got in the water.
Wait, what grit were you using?
Man, I was gonna do a whole presentation on this. We're trying to roll through the summer sharing quickly. Yes, no, but yeah, I can do a whole presentation. I'm trying to respect the rules here, though. Yeah, you know what? November, I will tell you everything you want to know in November. But this is us enjoying our paint job this summer. This is our friend.
House?
Yeah, so we just tootle around outside of the house right now, and have a good time.
You need a new flag.
Yes, we do. There's a lot of things going on, but yeah, it was a very nice light wind day. This is our friend Andy's camera. And so there's mom, she's learning to steer. We're very proud of her. She steered almost that entire day and she was killing it. So, and yeah, this is my quick little run through of it. There's so many photos here, but Nira and I have gotten the spinnaker up 3 times by ourselves so far and not caused too many problems.
Do you have a sock or are you dousing it?
We're dousing it.
Just-
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, just in and out of the bag off the net.
All right.
So, and we're doing pretty good. We haven't shrimped it yet. So yeah, there's some cool photos.
Top down.
Huh?
Might try a top down.
Oh, yeah, that's more rigging than I'm prepared to like install currently. This is a very slow process because we inherited his boat like, I guess almost 2 years ago now. So it's been really slow learning process, but it feels good to do everything kind of right along the way and fix all the weird stuff that he didn't. So yeah, this has been my summer. So who's next?
Looks like fun, except the
Yeah.
first part.
Well, yeah, it made it worth it though.
Oh, it was good. It was fun for us to watch.
Tried to make it entertaining. All my friends were like, I was wondering who was in the hazmat suit on my feed because you didn't like start the video with like who you were and no one's paying attention to usernames anymore. And I was like, oh man, like no one knows
Write your
them.
name on.
Yeah, Leela.
Number 33.
Yes, exactly. But yeah, who wants to go next?
I'll go. This is, we have this link here to a photo album that I created. So Sean and I, we started our summer like the first day. So June 21st, did a 9-day trip.
I'm actually gonna bring this to you so that we can hear you better.
Be in the San Juans midweek, which is great. Got to stay
And you can control it.
at Susha, or not, sorry, not Susha. Paytos. I'd always wanted to stay there, but it was always full. So it was in Mateus and we got anchored spots that were wonderful and then ended our week in Port Townsend for the Washington 360 and chased boats as they were coming north, chased them down. Everybody was coming upwind and we were going downwind. So that was fun. So we got a lot of pictures of that too, but not going to share those today, but this is from the 4th of July, which is really cool. It was kind of an impromptu. Ginny Jo told us her like summer schedule and she was planning on being in Fisherman's Bay and said, come on out. So that's her boat on the right, Undaunted, and on the left, Gavitron, that's Darren's boat. And then this was she came and picked me up on the ferry Friday, and then I sent out another email, hey, we're here. And Misha and Kiko were over in Friday Harbor. They had finished the race on Tatiana, Team Narwhal, and they had gone up to Port Townsend. So they had planned on cruising. So they were in the neighborhood. And then Paul and Joanna responded too. They had retired from the race like the day before, a day and a half or something. And they're like, yeah, we'll come join you too. We haven't showered yet. And yes, we'll eat all your food. So that was super cool. So they ended up rafting on either side of the boats here in this picture. You'll see more pictures. Am I supposed to be clicking through pictures? Okay. All right. So, yeah, so I just took some pictures of that weekend. Jenny had her family and other people on shore that were camping. And great. Fisherman's Bay is awesome place to be for the 4th of July. That's her husband, Saul. There's Darren there. So this is on Gavitron.
This tiny little dog kept
yeah.
falling.
Yeah.
Runs a Dragonfly 40 for those who don't know.
Oh, yeah. Kiko and Mish.
Any fireworks?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they put on a great fire because they put the fireworks show out on the isthmus, and so it's really cool there. They light it up all along the flat land there. We got to see the parade. They do a parade there in town. Just right there across or just across from the marina. It goes all the way into town, which is a short walk. There's the the pool behind us. And our raft up has grown. So Jenny says she encourages everybody to come out. She wants to see if we can make a whole circle with multi-hole. So it's going to be a giant circle, I imagine. Yeah. But we had a great, you can see everybody's out here having a great time. One of my favorite memories was we kind of did a progressive dinner. We had snacks on Jenny's boat, and then I made nachos on Darren's boat, and then we had carnitas on Misha and Kiko's boat. It was great. And it was a really, really windy night, like 20 knots. It blew all the smoke away for the fireworks, but we come evening we were hunkered down, and there's you can see the isthmus in the background there and all the boats there. Yes, it was quite windy in the evening. So this is actually on Saturday.
3 anchors and 2 stern anchors.
That kept us in view. Anyway, so I think that's all I had. But that's a kite the shape of a boat up there. Okay. So who's next? This is I got to sail back to Anacortes with Darren and then get a ride back to the ferry. So all right. Should I pass this off to someone else?
Sure. These are
Okay. We've got we also have Ceratops. Do you guys
we can go.
yeah? Okay, go for it. All right. Your sonker is delicious. By the way.
Can't find my mouse anymore. There we are. Oh,
Just look
Up
over
there.
there while you mouse.
oh, that's not working.
Yeah, the full screen's kind of hard when you're screen sharing and such, so.
All right. We'll just.
It's pretty close. Oh, you would think I brought me in there. It was uncalled for.
No, you said to mention it.
Uncalled, I was joking.
You said to mention it.
Uncalled.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not.
really? Yeah, it wasn't.
Why won't it unfull screen? This is
Excellent.
fascinating to me.
I am hitting the escape. Oh, there it goes.
That'll work.
Okay, oh, then,
Good
yeah,
match.
unfortunately, yeah, we kind of have to do it this way, but stop it. Go away. Okay.
Okay. All right. WA 360, our WA 360 experience was different from others. And I know we'll hear at least from Jeff. So I've got our legs illustrated on this map here, and this whole drive I think will be shared later after the meeting, so you can look at it more closely if you're interested. But no surprise, we start in Port Townsend and head down to Olympia. Got the legs color coded. So a few interesting fun things. We broke one of our rowing stations simply trying to get off the dock in Port Townsend. So we actually broke the seal on our motor and motored off the dock because we were being pushed on by wind and current. We couldn't get off otherwise. But it was before the race started, so the race officials let that one slide.
Called it in.
Sorry. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And then we never heard back, and then
I'm an honest person.
a couple days later, they had their first.
Another thing on your motor?
They didn't really have time or the means or anything. It was just a zip tie, and for what it's worth, apparently this wasn't well communicated, but you're allowed to use your motor during the race for power generation if you need to like recharge your batteries.
So those people didn't
At
even get
least
their motors tagged.
Some of the
that's-
officials thought that was the case, so they weren't even going to tag our motor unless if we wanted to use it to recharge our battery. But actually, my motor's not hooked up that way. So no, it came from the guy who came out to tag our motor. So I don't know.
The safety guys.
Which is it's not uncommon in some races, but anyway. And then that was our first otter visit of the summer.
And
I
the other
woke up-
rowing station didn't work
Oh,
in the first place.
Yeah, the other rowing station just simply didn't work. So we were down to kayak paddles off the Ama for human power
It's miserable.
very quickly.
As bad as it sounds.
But
Mirage pedals?
I'm sorry?
Mirage pedals?
No, kayak paddles, just Just a pedal. Yep.
Pedal.
Yeah, because our ship to shore was two inflatable kayaks. We just wanted to bring something small in case. And we intended to anchor the entire time because we were not going to take our boat onto a dock, for example, in that configuration. So,
Though some did. So we had our first otter visit, sleep on Blake Island. I got woken up to an otter scrambling around. I
it left us a
sort of
good,
yeeted it off the boat with the V-berth hatch. It was on top of me. Anyway,
it left us.
well, it was crawling above there, so it's
It left us a good luck
it left
fish
us,
head.
yes, it left us a good luck fish head and poops, as they do.
Yeah, they like to do
So Blake Island to Butt Inlet, we weren't too far behind at this point. So we stalled out in good company at sunset and decided to anchor right in Butt Inlet.
Yeah, that was,
I made a terrible judgment call. So obviously I had not been getting good sleep, and Joanna had been getting even worse sleep for days leading up to this. So we almost ran aground. I think I've got the track in the photos somewhere if you want to look at that. As advertised, it's very warm and very windless down there. We did have some success actually moving the boat over to little puffs of wind. I didn't think it would work, but Joanna,
it was this amazing light wind, high heat situation where we were in glass part of the time and you'd see like a vein of very light wind, a few hundred yards off, and Paul would sort of point the boat and I would paddle and we would get there. It didn't take that long, and then you'd just catch that little bit. So it was an all day spinnaker day going down the sound. It was really beautiful and it was so hot. I think we had 2 consecutive days down there that were, I want to say, like 85 and 89. So we ended up in sunburn.
Next the docks kind of.
It was unlike any sailing we had ever done, and we hadn't been in the South Sound at all before. Yeah, it was beautiful. It was so sunny and lots of sandy beaches that we couldn't stop at, and
You were ready.
yep,
yeah. So yeah,
we'll get to that.
puff hunting is puff hunting.
So Butt Inlet, we tried our first attempt at Tacoma Narrows. I know Sean was watching us in real time, failed that one.
Well,
I heard about that later.
So we're not doing the Sean track.
I don't know.
The Eddie's,
And the whole time our tacks were getting shallower and like less and less progress to the north.
as the current was coming
And-
more and more against us, and we
Yeah.
were headed upwind. We had sufficient wind upwind, but we had such short tacks, we just couldn't.
We couldn't
We
make
couldn't
it.
beat it.
And the whole time we were nearing Tycho Brahe status.
Because it was an
Because
80
there were no
degree
hands, there were no hands free to let somebody hit the head. Let's see. So we did make it the next day. We looked to Kingston. Kingston was not a lot of fun to anchor in under sail. There were not a ton of boats in there, but like the progression from shallow to deep, it's really hard to figure that out when your brain's cooked. Speaking of cooked brain, I dropped my toothbrush in the water when I was brushing my teeth, and I was spitting over the stern. and while reaching for my toothbrush, which I desperately wanted to retrieve from the water, so I thought I didn't have a spare. I lunged and I believe I cracked a rib on the edge of the boat. And yeah, Joanna was surprised that I would consider using the toothbrush again. It turned out I did have a spare, which I had forgotten about, but I did use the toothbrush.
He did not want to litter. It's
Yeah,
very important
that
to
too.
it.
Brought 2 toothbrushes on a race boat?
I know, right?
3.
that is,
What's the world coming to?
So next leg we did Kingston to Alger Bay. You may notice we're not sailing at night. We're not really pushing super long days either. And I believe it was Glenn accused us of glamping. While we were glamping
Saw us at a state park,
with our
You were parked in a state park.
with an electric cooler, cold beverages. It was quite nice.
And
But
25
it
knot
was
gusts.
yeah, this was literally the hardest anchor I've ever. It took all 100% of my strength to pull up the anchor after that night. I'm gonna email the list about anchoring because there was a thread about that. I just didn't have time to get to it. But we use a mantis with 50 feet of chain and it was in there. It was not coming out.
50 feet of chain, that's dangerous.
For a multi-hull, it's a lot of chain. But yeah, it was deep in there.
We were,
Um,
no, we kept our track on the BNG for a while and just watched it was very active on anchor that night. It was an extremely active night. Plus, we kind of tucked into that bay away from the wind, and then the wind lovingly shifted direction a little bit, and found us.
Um,
Anchoring under sail, most people do not do that for good reason,
I
but
think it was,
It's a skill.
it is a skill that we had never done before the race.
I think it was Bill Gibson, said he has a way to use his winch to lift the anchor since most of us don't have windlasses.
Mm.
That's something I need if that ever happens again, because I probably could have broken something. And I already had a broken rib.
Yeah.
You have 50 feet of chain, so you still have to pull
Or so.
like 45 feet out of the water.
That's right.
The wind is gonna help too much.
Yeah, I suppose. Okay. The next Elgar Bay to the Swinomish to our glorious end. So with our lack of human power, of functioning human power, we tried to sail in the Swinomish, and truly I did think it would work. I had seen people sailing in the Swinomish before, not on multi-hulls, not necessarily upwind, but I had seen people sailing the Swinomish before. In my memory of like about 6 trips through the Swinomish, it was these wide muddy banks. But that is not the case at the south entrance. There's also a hard right turn there, with steep rocky banks and gusty winds that kind of come through at weird angles and stuff.
At the
And
bow.
pointing upwind on our boat in a straight upwind in a channel that's barely wide enough for the
On the
one of
4th
our
of
boats,
July.
not gonna
at-
happen.
At least 30 boats passed us on the way in, so we
Yeah.
were making it, we were doing it, but it was incredibly busy that day too. It's not an ideal position.
Um,
You guys,
so we caught a big gust to the bow and just went right to the rocks.
Well, I mean,
not actually.
which side? You go to.
so
on
we,
the east
yeah,
side,
but we
yeah.
didn't
Yeah,
ever hit them, so, at this point, we
I
decided
think
the
we hit
race
the
was
bottom.
over. Yeah,
like
I
may have
think
hung up on the bottom of it.
we basically dragged the center board in some mud and never hit those threatening rocks next to us, but up nonetheless.
So we maybe could have kedged off, but like we still couldn't make progress up there anyway. Yeah, so that's when we fired up the motor. And then we had as Jeff mentioned, we as soon as the motor was on, we're like, well, we've got multiple 4th of July meetups week. Well, which one do we want to do? let's go do that. So we motored out of Swinomish, sailed over to Spencer Spit one night there, and then the 4th of July meetup, which was awesome. That's the biggest raft up I've ever been part of. So take homes from WA 360 were kayak paddles do work in a pinch. Anchoring overnight really slows you down a lot. Even though our boats like to be light, I think a few more crew would have made it a very different race altogether. But that was what we planned. We expected to be more of a long cruise than a race. Don't try to sail on the south end of the Swinomish. Even if our rowing stations had been working, that would have expanded our beam to about 40 feet, which would have taken up at least it's felt like at least about half of the channel at that point. With boat traffic passing us in both ways, both directions on July 3rd, it would not have worked.
Did many other teams go through the Swinomish?
A
Yeah.
lot, yeah.
Everybody,
Yeah.
but nobody
I
sailed.
don't think anybody went through the.
Inception, yeah.
Yeah. Jeff, didn't you get burritos or something?
We
Sandy?
did, there's a restaurant there, if you call them, they have a dock, they'll bring you coffee and breakfast.
Oh,
for dinner.
I ordered
Dock.
breakfast.
You have to really stop, it's like, pull in there and they just.
Oh,
Awesome chicken.
sounds lovely.
Our lips were absolutely destroyed. Utterly destroyed, like just peeling, bleeding, just falling off, literally falling off. Yeah. No.
The rocks.
So thanks to Sol from Manuka Honey, I don't think we didn't have lip balm with sunscreen on it anyway. But I don't think it really would have helped a whole lot. We were just applying lip balm as fast as we could, and it just didn't work. The honey, however, did help them to fall off faster, and then that's good and healthy. Saul's an expert.
That fell off taste better.
Let's see, more spinnaker time than we've ever done, which was great. Like that first couple downwind days, which I guess was just like less than 1 day for the lead boats, was just fantastic. Great
Yeah.
wind, just downwind the whole way.
And we could never have made it in such light conditions. It was
Yeah.
really an interesting sort of sailing that we've never done and never would have had the patience to do normally.
Right, the race forced you to do things you would just like,
It was
let's
it
turn on the
was-
motor and go.
It's like church, you know, to
Yeah,
catch
good
that wind.
practice.
And I think on the exhaustion front, like we just really didn't lean into using our autopilot as much as we should have. Because with only 2 of you, like you just never quite feel like even the person, if you don't have to tack right then or whatever, the person who's not helming, they're just not really off. And
Well,
so when they get to
in
rest,
the really
so-
light sailing conditions, autopilot was not an option. That was
Yeah.
absolutely, you needed a person, and we only first got the autopilot. We only ever used it on the way to the race, so it was,
It's not
not a
exactly
tested
well broken
thing.
in, yeah.
and it has a mind of its own, I think, so far.
Calibrate, yeah, haven't calibrated it yet.
Hadn't calibrated it, hadn't really used it. Yeah, just hadn't gotten used to what it does and how it does it.
Is that one of those dumb killer pilots?
It's
or is
a
that like
killer, it's a pelagic.
Okay, so that's something smarter.
Yeah, Vince has some tips for how to maybe make it work better.
It's sail to
Yeah.
wind or it's sail to any air?
It'll do both, but we
Okay,
never,
so
we only,
that's
yeah,
kind of a smart kid.
yeah. But it's hard to get the gain low enough for it to work well with our boats,
Yeah.
because it doesn't take much to, so it overcorrects. So anyway, yes, like everybody says, get your human power working well and tested before the race, but I don't even need to repeat that at this point. Everybody says it about every race to Alaska, NWMA 360. But also same with autopilot. If you're going to use the thing, make sure that it's dialed in before the
Yeah.
race.
Well, we had enough projects and such to do before the race that it was sort of all we could think about for a couple months and kind of just collided into anything else we might do. So it was really different than most of our boat use, but we definitely want to do it again and overcome the terrible tragedy of this year. It was also really nice to have a 4th of July, lips aside. Thank you for being us.
Yeah,
Taking care of
we were
us.
taken care of. We even managed to get showers on the 4th of July. It was incredible.
And ice cream.
Yeah, our current plan is to do, we're strongly considering doing 7048 on our boat next year. And we may like crew up a big crew for that one.
Take the
And
mast
pedal,
off.
but take the mast off, crew up a big crew, pedal drive the whole thing.
Couple day pizza pretty idea.
Take the masks off?
Yeah.
Well, you're not allowed to sail, so
Yeah.
might as well lose the weight.
Yeah. I've forgotten that.
And windage, yes.
We'll
You like
see.
that team with the sock monkey that did it last year, right?
Yes, they did last
Oh,
year.
yeah.
So they won the 1148.
Fight this year. What was their name?
Did they not make?
An F-28.
Yeah.
Ride and I think it was kind of a to proof test their pedal drive. Apparently they tested it in apps, so it didn't prove. But yeah, they tried. They had the mast and everything.
Well, failing that, we might just use a kayak, but we'll see. That's it for WA 360. I'm gonna zip through the rest because I feel like I took way too long on that one.
Yeah.
Nobody's watching my time. All right, mega cruise. We took 5 weeks of cruising time after a few weeks of recovery. WA 360. Ooh, that does not show well on the screen.
Yeah, I don't see the return legs.
This is the first leg up to, got as far as Lund, just because it was too dense otherwise. Unfortunately, so last year we did 6 weeks. This year we did 5 weeks and a few days. Unfortunately, this year we did a lot more motoring. We just didn't plan and manage the transits quite as well to do more sailing. Let's see, what else to note about that? Canada's awesome. Desolation Sound is incredible. Oh, I didn't even add that many notes here, so that makes it easy. So this is the return leg, or Desolation Sound, and then return. Roscoe Bay is kind of neat with the tide gate. And lots of fun swimming in the fresh water there and washing.
Pendrell Cove was amazing. It was like 77 degrees and we got to swim and clean off the boat hole and hiked into some old logging roads there. Yeah, I just hadn't, we went last year and I clocked a few new things about Desolation Sound I hadn't realized last year. We were watching the temperature going in and out of the bays and I was thinking it was more uniformly temperature, but it isn't. It's more time of day dependent, but it was still 74, 75 in most places we went to and more in Pendrell. And we hadn't been onto East or West Redonda last year. We went to both this year. And they have some really high mountains. There are rivers everywhere, great for fresh water. Just incredibly beautiful. But
Did you FaceTime Border Patrol on your way back?
We did,
Yeah.
yeah. It didn't work.
First time.
So last year it did not work at all, like on any device. And we got to, they said, well, you have to go to Friday Harbor.
Mhm.
And in Friday Harbor on their own iPads, it also didn't work.
So
So,
they fixed
so they
it.
made me go into the office, which is like I had to walk off the dock to go to the office. It was wild.
My understanding is the Canadians dropped that system. They went back to checking.
To checking in, well, via
Mm.
phone.
Well, they're just stopped.
We did actually get our first search on the way into Canada. They asked all the sort of questions you'd expect.
At Bedwell?
At Bedwell, yeah. So I guess the sign on the door at Bedwell says if this door is closed, use the phone. The door was open, so I walked in and the guy's like, oh hi, and there was nobody else there at the time. We arrived at a very good time of day. And the guy said, okay, we're gonna search you. So that was fun.
I'm bored when it's.
I think they had a trainee was part of it.
Part of it was a training, yeah. But
Well, how long did that take? To search.
maybe half an hour. They
think-
did not look very thoroughly on the boat, actually.
But they did take away our
I think they
plugs.
spent more time. They spent more time asking questions. Yeah, stone fruit, they were not having it.
Yeah.
But they let us eat it all instead of.
Take it away.
Yeah.
They were gonna.
Oh, but even the seeds, so that they wouldn't, the seeds themselves, they're like, well, you can bag it up and put it in your freezer. I said, well, we don't have a freezer. Or you have to put it in our special bin. That's the special bin for just that stuff. On the custom stock itself. Yeah.
Quickly throw a bunch of other garbage in the bin.
Oh, strange.
One last note about our leg back from Friday Harbor all the way to Seattle. That's one of the longest legs we've ever done, entirely under motor,
Is
even though there were
that-
sections we probably could have sailed. Definitely could have sailed actually in hindsight, but
At the very end,
Yeah.
there was such thick fog the entire day. The first 50 miles were not saleable.
yeah, like we basically couldn't see more than a couple hundred yards in any direction the entire way. So we couldn't see any land basically once we left Friday Harbor itself. So even through Cattle Pass,
No
through
land.
Admiralty Inlet, just no land in any direction.
You have AIS though, right?
We have AIS, yeah. Which is reassuring, but there were power boats blasting out of the fog. We just see a power boat.
No signature.
They're no signature. They're not on AIS. They appear out of the fog like 15, 20 knots, gone. Yeah, that was a little scary.
It was incredible.
But we managed. And you can see all the commercial vessels, so that's nice. Let's see, I've got a little photo montage here. That's the waterfall at Tobo Wilderness, which is kind of fun. This is the gravy selection in a grocery store. Canadians really have their gravy game on.
Cracks me
That's-
about
That's
Canada.
all gravy.
Poutine.
Well,
That's
no,
one of the
poutine is one of the
gravies.
gravies. That's a specific gravy. There's many different kinds of gravy.
I told people about this last year. They didn't
Uh,
believe me, so we got a photo.
I don't know that I selected the highest possible sea temp we got, but 71 isn't too bad. It's quite pleasant.
quite swimmable.
Some great sunsets. Here's our another otter friend.
Oh, I can't see. It's back there.
Yeah, I'll move this a little bit. There we go. Oh, we've got some of the projector over there. I didn't realize that.
Imagine this projector is
So this guy joined us in the middle of the night, woke me up with his motion, and then spent the better part of an hour just like rolling around like a puppy, grooming himself. He must apparently otters get fleas or something because I
He
tried to
was so itchy.
be nice. I tried to
Really?
scare him off with the tiller extension, and he wasn't having it. It's like, oh no, this is like the best place to be in my whole life. More or less, like not phased at all.
You couldn't help feeling for
He
him.
did not leave us a fish head, but he did leave the other items. But they would-
Did you have any whales in the Straits of Georgia?
We did. Yeah, we saw a whale. We had fantastic humpbacks all the way back from Rebecca Spit to Hornby, just all over.
I
In
think we
fact,
had 9 whales that day.
it
and
was we were late getting out, and it was a very long leg, and so at some point it was like, well, I really am happy I'm seeing a whale, but I'm really pissed off that I have to slow down to almost to stop or put in neutral because the whale's too close or I can't tell where it's going, and then we need to get somewhere, you know.
It became, oh, there's another one.
Oh no! Yay! Oh no! Yeah. So we did finally get some. Yeah.
We had tons of them in the Straits of Georgia just leaping out of the water.
We did have that one. Yeah.
We had
Yeah.
a big leaper.
We
one.
didn't have that one close though.
Where's that center picture at?
The center one, I feel like that might be Melanie Cove.
I would have to see where you pulled it from. Do you have the name of the file anymore? That can
I
find?
don't know.
We have the whole
So-
photo album though.
That picture was to remind me one picture I didn't include, although we have some in the pictures file that you'll be able to browse through the pictures later if you're interested. Everybody who's been to Desolation Sound knows this and said it, I'm sure, many times, but if you haven't been there, it is just utterly overwhelmingly awesome, and there's no picture in the world that can capture the feeling of going into Desolation Sound and then all of a sudden you're just in thousands of feet of rock on every side. It's extremely overwhelming and amazing, and well worth it. So not just the warm water, but the feeling of being absolutely surrounded by mountains. And it's not just warm water and high peaks, but the bottom down there is well over 1,000 feet. So it's really, 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 really deep. I imagine it's really cold down at the bottom, but I don't know. Yeah, that's it.
Thanks, that's great pictures.
Great summer.
Who wants to go next?
I think
There's
it's
somebody I want to call that wants to come by for our Zoom for a little while. And she's the one that designed this boat. She was James Waring's partner for years. Where should I stand? Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
well,
She did the presentation, right?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
that-
we can like
Probably
this.
Leela's computer over
This
here.
is her 60+ catamaran that she has been traveling on for a few years.
Who's she?
Back a booth. Mark, we didn't bring that book, did we?
No.
Okay. Well, yeah, so I'm gonna call her on WhatsApp and she wants to like talk to us for a little bit.
And then Jeff, do you wanna?
I'm
present
gonna
your-
Jeff.
pass this around. You guys might enjoy seeing this. Just check out that.
let me give that.
Steal this.
Yep.
And over here. And then, yeah, if you just let her know, we probably have about like 10 minutes. I don't know. just-
I'll make mine quick.
Okay, sweet.
So where's the?
You're over. Trying to look. Is it the same time? No, go backwards. Jeff Oakley. Okay, so you'll use this to control, but this is your little.
Okay.
Does Leela have a
Okay, so I did a bunch of stuff, but I only brought pictures from our Washington 360 effort. And we saw this one. I thought that was pretty cool. My brother took that picture. That was like our motto
Where is
for
that?
the race. My brother took it, and it's at Port Townsend.
Okay.
That's the whale, that little structure with the whale skeleton in it. Yeah. Anyway, so we had a great time. We learned a lot. The wind was good. The wind was bad. That's our duct, in case of anybody didn't really get to take a look at that, but this is version like 6, I think, and it's still the tie tail. This time we have an articulated rice nozzle here on a weedless prop. This rice nozzle articulates because it has, when you change the attitude of that duct, it wants to follow whatever projected path that has. So we have to articulate it, twist it up so it pops up to the surface, and then we can stow it.
And that's my
But
old sailboard map.
That is, yep, that is
I want
Eric's,
that.
yeah, carbon right there. That's Eric's carbon windsurfer mast.
Huh?
What is it?
Windsurfer mast. The
The-
shaft part.
Yeah, we basically took his part of his windsurfer mast, some G10, that little C structure that captures the rice nozzle is G10, and then my friend carbon forged weedless prop, and so yeah. Anyway, I could go on and on and on about that, but it worked great. We only broke down once. That was in Port Townsend, or not Port Townsend. Look, LaConner. That was my bad. One of the bushings that I'd fastened in there came loose. So-
no way to win, what would be your sustained speed?
3 knots.
3 knots.
Yeah, we should have taken 5 people. We took 4, and we could really tell when we were sagging because that duct is semi-buoyant, and so when the boat would slow down, it was like a shark fin. The top of that little capture would start coming up into the water, Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so we should have taken 5. What's that?
Look like a U-boat?
No,
It's a propeller in
it's
there.
like a Taiwanese propeller tail, except we don't have a big diesel engine
Long
on it.
tail.
Long tail, yeah, like a long tail. Yeah, and it's a ducted fan. The working end is like a ducted fan. And you can kind of see here, you can't see the bike's mounted in behind me there, but it pivots here. I can go into this later too if we want, but my nested U-joint, the U-joint within a U-joint wrapped in bacon didn't really work very well. So back to the drawing board, but everything from here back worked great. So no problem.
Somebody that boat behind you.
Yeah, yeah. It didn't work as efficiently as yours, and we should talk about that later. Whoops, because your team Mojo's. Yeah, I was looking for the arrow key. Where'd it go?
where are we?
Oh, okay. Team Mojo's for a single propeller, a single person on a single propeller, they had one of the better drives. Ours is a tandem, so they're both different ways of. Is it this one?
Yeah, just, yep.
All right.
If you just click it, it should.
Yeah.
It should. It's supposed to. Oh, click the screen again then, yeah. Oh.
Okay, there we go. So just some shots. It was like mostly like this for the majority. I mean, I've never really spent a lot of time in the South Sound. Last time I did Washington 360, I was asleep for this whole part, and the mountain is gigantic, which is totally cool. That's our duck stowed. Just, great sunsets, great sailing. This actually, I don't have any problem sailing in fog anymore. I sailed in fog more times this year than I have in my entire life. We were coming south, lost power at Hind Bank. So we had no GPS, no AIS, no nothing, no lights. And we went through the entire San Juans all the way to Partridge Point and Admiralty Inlet without being able to see a single dang thing. So a friend of mine had Navionics on his cell phone, so we could tell where we were. And then another friend got one of those free ship finding apps, so we could kind of see where most of the big ships were. And so we were able to navigate through the San Juans like that. We only almost hit one ferry. So, and in case you've ever been close to a ferry, like when you're looking up at the bridge like that, and they put it in hard reverse, the entire planet shakes. I mean, it's just going.
So did you run out of battery power? Is that the problem?
We ran out of battery power. Yeah, we had some kind of short or something, and so. Anyway, that's us again, going downwind, blah, blah, blah. There's us at the dock.
The mast again?
Up the mast again, and so, it's just, oh, okay. So, our jet boil quit on the first day. So he's our coffee fanatic. He ended up eating coffee straight out of the can. Yeah. And that's us at the, at that, on the dock of that restaurant that you can call and they just bring the food right down to you. So we all ordered coffees and breakfast burritos. And that gave us time to fix our pedal drive. So that's it. That's all I'm going to talk about. I'm going to let someone else talk. It was great. More details later.
All right. So
They didn't catch most.
yeah, we'll have Hanukkah share.
Hanukkah, would you like to go next?
So what I'll do is
Yes,
Yeah.
are you hearing me?
Yes.
I'm
Yep.
trying to. You can see me as well?
Yes.
Yeah.
There I am. Right. Well, I just want to say hello to everybody there, really. And
Hello.
let's have a look. I've got light behind my head. That's not so good. I'll sit somewhere else. That's better, I think, isn't it? You can see me better. Yeah. Am I talking to a big audience? I have no idea.
Yes,
who you-
yeah, we aren't the main phone, but we have a bunch of people here today.
There's about 15 or 20 of us here tonight.
Yeah. The sound is quite faint on my end, but you can hear me okay, yeah?
Yes.
Yes, yeah.
Is it possible to see the audience? Is that so I can see
Yeah.
people that are not quite sure what I need to do that?
Really quick.
Ah,
Oh,
yes,
boy.
now actually here we've got some more people. Right,
So
okay, I can
brought
see,
the,
I can see you now. And well, hello, everybody. And you know, I don't know how many of you came to the Port Townsend Festival, but you may have seen me there. Nice to meet you all. Sorry, I can't be there in person because I'm on Whidbey Island at the moment with friends, and I'm staying here for a few days, so I can't be there. Has anybody any questions they want to ask me? That might be the best thing to go.
questions about Wirral catamarans or, well, maybe I'd like
About
to ask
anything.
current boat. I bought your T-shirt with the boat drawing on the back that you did, and
Yes.
and that's the boat you've been sailing for a few years, and where have you been voyaging with that boat?
The one on the T-shirt. That's
Yes.
Spirit of Gaia. That's the boat we built. She was launched in 1992, so it's a 33-year-old boat now. And in the 90s, we sailed around the world, and we came up we sailed through Panama. We sailed to a big gathering of the canoes in the French Society Islands, back in 1995.
Was that in
when these
Raiatea?
Hawaiian canoes came.
Probably.
Are you saying something? I can't hear.
Was that gathering in Raiatea?
That's right. It was the gathering in Raiatea. Yeah. So that's why we sailed into the Pacific to join this gathering. But we split up after the gathering because we didn't feel particularly welcome as non-Polynesians. So actually we headed on and carried on to New Zealand, where we got a great welcome. And we from there we sailed up to Fiji and Vanuatu and visited Tikopia Island. And then we sailed to Australia and left the boat in Brisbane for a bit. And then the last leg of our around the world voyage, we did in one stretch in 10 months. We sailed up to Indonesia, Sri Lanka, Oman, and up the Red Sea and through the Suez Canal. And and then we ended up in Greece. I've had a boat for a long time. And more recently, I've sailed it from Greece to Portugal, South Portugal, and then last autumn I sailed to the Azores and back with her. So that's kind of summing up her history of sailing. And she's a very different boat from most other people's boat, but you're all multi-hullers. Are there any other Warham owners in your club there? Anyone?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
There used to be.
Well, we know about it.
Yeah, currently.
You know about it, but there's nobody owns a Warham catamaran. Because I'm going to
not
be
sure.
meeting a few in Seattle over the weekend, because there are some Warham owners here. and I'll be meeting them. But I'll tell you that actually, for many years, I think way back, we used to get your newsletter. And I do know that in my workshop, there's quite a stack of your newsletters there. And when I get home, I'll look them up again and see. And actually, you were asking whether I might be able to scan them perhaps for you and send you the digital versions, because I don't know how many people go back a long time in the club. But we do.
That would be a wonderful favor if you did that for us.
Yeah, I'd be happy to do that. I'll find them and we've got a good scanner, quick scanner, and I can turn them into PDFs. I'll see how much there is and what we've got, and I'll be in touch with you to tell you what I can do for you. And then I would send them to you.
Thank
Okay,
you very
I can
much.
see a good picture now of the whole room. People, it's
Yeah,
nice to meet you
I
all.
added my phone real quick, so you can see there are a bunch of people here.
Yeah, so that's great. Yeah.
When you see the Wareham owners this weekend, feel free to tell them about us and,
I will do, yeah.
welcome
And
them.
see if they're interested in joining. So you have a meeting every first Tuesday of the month, is that right?
In
Yeah.
general, we tweaked it a little in September because of Labor Day, and we skip July and August. We don't meet then.
Yeah. Okay, you skip July and August when everybody's. Well, otherwise I will just give them your email address or something and they can contact you. Can I do that?
That would be fine. Yeah,
Yeah.
I could tell them more about the club if you give them my
Yeah.
email address
Yeah.
or
that's
phone number.
Mhm.
Yeah, Mark started reading the book, and
Oh, yeah.
the book by you and James Wareham, and
Yeah.
couldn't put it down.
Are you enjoying it?
Hey, Mark,
Are you enjoying it?
you
Oh,
enjoying
yeah,
it?
it's very interesting. Well, I read the 2 girls and 2 catamarans already.
I'm having difficulty hearing this.
I read the 2 girls and 2 catamarans, which I got out of the library of this club. And that was my introduction to James Waring.
Can you repeat that? Somebody, so I can hear it better.
He's been reading two girls and 2 catamarans. He got the book from this club and he's been enjoying it.
Well, he
Or he
read
already
that
read it, yeah.
previously.
He already read it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you're enjoying it.
Where
Well, it's
are
good
you-
to meet you all. Maybe I should let you talk amongst each other more, but it's nice to be introduced to you all and have a lovely evening.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
Okay. Nice to meet everyone. I'll say
Thank-
goodbye.
Thanks for
Okay.
stepping in.
Oh, where are you on Whidbey, Hanukkah?
Sorry.
Where are you on
Where I
Whidbey?
am, I'm near sort of between what are the 2 towns there? The one with the sea and Oak.
Coopville?
I'm a bit bad with this. Cooperville or
Yes, yeah.
something. Coopville, a bit north of Coopville. Nice in the country here. So yeah, it's nice here. Yep.
Well, thank
And
you
they
for
will
your
give me a lift into Seattle on Saturday, I think. Yeah.
time. Awesome.
Great.
Well, thank you for sharing and yeah, feel free to stop by other meetings.
Yeah, well, if I come back here, or I can always stop by from the UK actually one day and join you. It's also possible. Yeah.
You're welcome to come in anytime you want. I know
Okay, thank you.
in Europe it's a difficult time zone for this, but you're
Yeah.
always welcome.
Well, thank you all.
Thank you.
Okay, I will leave your meeting now and let you enjoy yourselves, and good to meet everyone.
Thanks. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Ooh, okay.
All right.
So let's see here. I have gonna work. Yeah, we're good. Okay, sorry. I'm sliding this over. And I'm gonna share it. And Jeff, if you want to come take my, not Jeff, sorry, Bill, if you want to come take my seat. Bill, it's your turn.
All right.
I have 750 pictures. But
I
I'm only gonna show
literally
maybe
just-
5.
just grabbed the ones that were outside of the folder, but I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know.
Not summer.
It's healing a lot.
Yeah, these,
Look at it, what photo
Look
is
at
that?
that round.
so yeah, here we can make this a little
Jeff's gonna build me some floats.
bigger. Yeah, this is just, I don't know, you can just kind of scroll through. If you use the down arrows, it'll
Okay,
change, so.
cool, all right.
Yeah, go for it.
Yep, that's Mission Akiko's boat. It's a fine boat. It's not a multi-hull, so we'll skip that one. Some whales that we saw during, what race was that? I don't know.
No, that's.
There's Paul and Dan. You look under Paul's butt. You see those beam pads? He destroyed them just by sitting on my boat. So big project was replacing those. No, they were like 20 plus years old, and ash doesn't take epoxy very well. So replace those this summer. There's some new ones that I built. Thank you, Jeff, for the oh, then don't thanks, Jeff. Let's skip. Oh, one of the things I bought this summer was a power boat, and it came in a bunch of boxes. And so my son and I put it together and put an outboard on it and had a lot of fun. And I think one of these, there he is driving. Oh, I got a new sail and a furler. Oh, and this, I'm not going to talk a lot about the WA 360 because we did okay, but there's certainly people in this room who did a lot faster than us. This is a pedal drive that lasted, what, 30, 45 seconds maybe? Under load.
Is that based on a stationary?
Yep, it's a trainer that Dan got from Goodwill and my old Gary Fisher mountain bike. And you can see though that the trainer was made of steel, and Dan drilled speed holes in it to make it lighter before it got destroyed. Oh yeah, we did not have a head on our boat during the WA 360. Oh, and behind Dan, you can see the seed wall that we crashed into not once but twice in the beginning of the race.
That was.
Oh, right, that's a Kiko's. Oh, right, that was a spite shot. Dan was using a Kiko's bucket. She had a special bucket. The rest of us had to share a different bucket. Wait, that might be Gilan. That might be you, I think. Yeah, putting their pedal drives together, but theirs lasted longer than us. And then let me see if I can.
Successful pedal drive during Washington 360.
Yes, awesome.
Okay.
Finished it the morning of the race.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
For this shot,
We had your wine and somebody else whiskey and beer.
Yeah.
Was there anybody that used the Hobie Mirage Drive?
Some of the smaller
We did
boats
that
do.
for R2AK.
I'm just curious if the
Lighting.
outfitting my dagger board on my 600 with a Mirage pedal.
Oh, this one is good.
Oh, it's.
So this one is my son and his friend. This is up in the San Juans, and that's Ginny Joe's daughter and her friend. And I like the caption of this photo is teenage awkwardness.
Teenage awkward.
Oh, wait, did I get that? Oh, we did a lot of fishing this summer. Yeah, first time we've ever caught fish. There's Andrew's boat that I caught them. I was up at Joe and Sue's returning their spinnaker, which we used and did not destroy on the WA 360 happily. And I was in the Kingston Ferry and got a couple of good shots of Andrew going off on his cruise. Andrew and Susan, right? Oh, this is when you're.
You fit that spinnaker, I mean.
It's a big boat. Yeah, it's a big. Yeah, I used this old Catalina 36 mainsail bag that's like you could carry 2 dead bodies in this bag. It was so big.
But how could you hoist that up?
Oh, I put a masthead halyard up just for that
And it was
spinnaker.
enough for that.
Yeah, because we borrowed it in around the county because Vince gave me his old spinnaker. Eventually, Misha and I destroyed it. I blame him.
Yeah.
And so Joe and Sue gave us their small spinnaker for around the county, which is great. Like it's big, but it's pretty heavy.
Was it asymmetrical?
Yeah.
That's harder.
Your boat's 32, sorry, your boat's 32 feet. I think the foot is probably 28 feet.
Yeah, so it's a big sail for my boat. This is when you're cruising with teenagers, how you provision. Oh, this is, so Ginny Joe said, don't leave your boat anchored in Anacortes. And I did. And that in the background is Saddlebag Island, which is across the Anacortes Channel from Anacortes. That's where my boat went by itself. And that's where it anchored itself. Yeah, well, actually, we went up and we were on the little, because also, here's a tip. If you go to the new fuel dock in Everett, be careful, because the fire standpipes have galvanized bolts sticking out. And if you bring your brand new high-fill dinghy there and rub the dock, you can theoretically rip a hole in your dinghy and have to bring it back down to Tacoma to get it fixed in the middle of your cruise, and bring your old dinghy back. And then you get back to Anacortes and find your boat's gone. All theoretical, right? I went over to a boat that was anchored where my boat had been. And I said, hey, have you seen a blue trimaran? And he said, well, when we came in a couple days ago, it was blowing 25 knots from the south. And I saw a boat anchored off of Guemes Island. And it looked like a trimaran. And I thought, that's a really weird place to anchor. And so I said, great. And so my son and I just hopped in the old dinghy with the 9 horsepower motor and started taking off towards Bellingham. And there it was.
Wow.
Boat was,
It's self-anchored by Guamas?
yeah. Boat was calling to me. So we did a cruise to the San Juans. Oh yeah, that's what Everett Fuel Dock does not have. So careful.
So no damage to Tatiana?
No. I mean, the paint was a little bit scratched, but who can tell, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, from the anchor dragging,
Yeah,
nothing went.
nothing. No, anchored
okay.
like 30 feet.
70%.
Oh, Tanzania, 70%. Oh yeah, it should be. Oh, this is Nigel's fancy new boat. Very 32 foot, like weighs about 1,500 pounds. That's Chigna. Oh yeah, this was, so in the one of the things about the WAD 360. So first of all, I am cursed. We almost lost our mast twice. And Mish just reminded me of the first time tonight when the lashing on the forestay just kind of went out, and it was being held on, I think, by the jib luff, because I got a new jib and a new furling jib. I got the Caligo furling jib, which I love, and I got a new jib furler, and I got a new jib from Ballard Sails, which clearly has a very strong luff rope, because it did hold the mast up when we were down under the Tuamonares Bridge. And then on the last leg of WA 360, when we were coming back to the finish in a gale, we ripped the bow pole off the boat for, I don't know, maybe the 3rd time. And the 2nd time the mast almost came down was when a pin that had been shackled into the furler at the masthead just started coming out. And so we were having a lot of problems with the furler. They're all resolved now, but I was sort of looking up and trying to zoom in, take pictures of it. And I'm thinking, why is there's this metal thing? It looks like it's just sticking out of the top of the furler. And so we sent our latest crew, Dave, up, and sure enough, the split ring had just been torn out of the pin. And so the pin was about to come out of the furler. And that's what was holding up the mast at that point.
But we had to make a bosun chair.
Right, we made a bosun chair for Dave. And then after Dave went up the mast and fixed it and came back down, Dan is looking at the line that he had used for the bosun's chair, and he said, this is just cover, there's no core in it. And I said, yeah, I thought you knew that. And he said it was fine. We had a lot of halyards on Dave.
Did it come with the split ring? Is that what is expected?
I don't know if it had come with I don't think it came with anything. So, and it was just because, we're trying to get this thing working, and you have to control the distance to the halyard, and now it's all better, but, yeah, it was just one of those things, Oh, so this is me. So in the last leg, we were in a gale. We ripped off the bow pole again. Couldn't stop. Jeff and his crew were on the dock in Port Townsend. We couldn't get the boat to go less than 14 knots. And we ended up going down towards Port Hadlock and just anchoring. And we were out of water. It was like, all we wanted was a shower and a beer. But anyway, this is me. I took this picture for Vince because I'm trying to do a carbon fiber lamination inside the old carbon fiber bow pole. So I shoved an old bicycle tube in there and blew it up, and it actually worked really well.
I did that with a beach ball in the front of my armor.
Yeah, it works. It worked great.
Wait, what does that do?
Okay. Well, it's like a vacuum bag. It presses the carbon fiber against the inside of the tube, so it's a good lamination. Yeah. Yeah. And now,
During curing.
yeah. Yeah. It's two screens. Yeah, we had a great time.
Separate screens.
These are very dangerous people.
Where did it go?
Oh, yes.
I will not anchor in Anacortes anymore. That's for sure.
You didn't unplug it, so? Yeah. Oh, are you trying to just
Go
look
up.
at the video?
Somebody's scared.
No, I was just gonna try and go up and down.
Yeah.
I think we're almost. Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's the
Is that
you gonna
the
play that one? That is the, see that, I was looking at this picture going, wait, that doesn't look right. That,
I heard one time.
Shouldn't be. oh, and there's Dave up in our improvised bosun's chair.
This guy.
Yeah, that's,
Camera in.
It's the Swinomish channel.
oh yeah, I went through this, oh, there's the bow pole gone. First time ever going through the Swinomish channel, and we had a blast. It was hard getting there.
A lot more fun than we did.
Well, we were going upwind getting there, like in that, and we were tacking a lot, and it gets pretty shallow pretty fast. But then as soon as we made that, so we're coming from the south, right? As soon as we made that right turn into the channel, we were on a reach, and we just rocketed through. Sorry?
You sailed it?
Oh yeah, the whole thing.
The whole thing.
In fact, we didn't,
You went under the pitch?
We pedaled for freaking 12 miles.
no, how long did we pedal in this Swinomish? Like a couple times we had to kind of get a little boost to the next gust of wind, but
Wow.
yeah, a little bit of rowing too, but yeah, that was a blast. Yeah, we basically sailed right through Lacona. Oh yeah, okay, what do I gotta do to get a new Burgee?
There's some good evidence.
Yeah.
Because people keep telling me if it's damaged, you can get a new one, and
It has to be blown off of the shroud first.
oh, it's gotta be detached, huh? So I gotta bring it in, huh?
No, it's operational.
Share her photo. I think she's.
Okay, well, I think I don't have any more
7 minutes.
good photos, so yeah, that's about it for me.
Photo, you got, how many?
Good summer.
Do you give up? Looks just like that.
Oh, yeah. Should be fine. Hopefully it doesn't.
Yeah.
need to be
It
doing
was a
that.
good summer. Put it on an overhead projection.
You deserve a new bird.
Okay.
Share
Did I earn it yet?
your screen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, so yeah, if you wanna share your.
Okay.
Perfect.
Sharing
Yeah.
screen.
They'll just.
Mhm.
I'll do that. Perfect.
Should show up pretty soon.
Do-do-do.
There. Okay, here's some things about Hanukkah, who dropped in for a little while. She has been with the Worm Company since she was like 19, and she met James Worm when she was 14, and yeah. Anyway, here's some things about her, and she started drawing. She started helping design boats with him as her skills improved, and she became his partner. And anyway, she had many decades with James Worm, and he passed away approximately 5 years ago. I think it was 2021 or in recent years. So, and she was also good friends with Ruth Wareham. And she took care of Ruth when she was elderly. So anyway, she did some presentations at Wooden Boat Festival this past weekend. She did a couple of really interesting presentations, and yeah, just appreciate her talking with us in England.
And she came all the way here to.
Yeah, to present at the,
Portugal?
yes, she did. Okay, so, I'm gonna show something that Mark and I did this year. Oh,
Yes,
yeah, right, there's my forehead. But I have to, look down and, I have to share my screen. All right, share,
Hey, that's
okay,
proper.
I share this. All right,
There.
share this one. Okay. All right. So Mark and I went to, Peru and Galapagos Islands for, about a month in February and early March. And
When did Ian go?
Hmm?
Was he there just a few months ago?
Yeah.
June.
yeah, so, yeah, and I'm just gonna talk about, Lake Titicaca because they have these catamarans that they make themselves, and there's one. Can you hand me that? Just pull it up on the screen. Yeah, so, we went to an island where people make like replicas to sell to tourists of the boats that they actually use on the lake. And they're made of reeds that grow on the lake. What? Can I pass this around?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Plus the island that they're on is made out of.
Yeah, you gotta talk real loud.
Does the island move around or is it?
Yes,
That's
yes.
anchored.
So the Uros people got chased off the mainland and they moved onto these islands that float around Lake Titicaca. And now there's a lot of these islands and some of them have Airbnbs on them. We went to one of them and then we went.
You take one of those reed boats out to the island?
No, but once we got out there, we got to take a little jaunt on the reed boat. So I'm gonna show you some pictures of the island and a couple of reed boats. And there's only like 3 minutes left, so I'm gonna make it really, really short. Okay. And so here's the, is it showing? Oh. Oh. Yeah. So maybe I have to stop share and start sharing again to be able to do this, I suppose.
It should be, is it gonna open a fresh window? Yeah, then yes, you do
Yeah,
have.
okay. All right. Well, since we have all these, okay, we don't have much time, so I'll just cut to the reed boat and the island, it's just made of all these reeds and so are the houses. And this little house here, 6 people live in here, a couple and their 4 kids. We got to go inside. It kind of looks like this in there. You know, there's a bed and there's a closet and they have a solar panel on top. And there's like 10 of these. They have a little outhouse building. When we went on the boat, on one of these boats, they pulled around. He had this really long pole and he would just use it to move the boat. And he took us out to where the reeds are growing, just a little ways from the island. And he cut some of them with this long knife on the end of a pole. And then he kind of peeled off bits of the to expose the tender, delicious part inside. And he gave some of it to all of us on the boat to eat, like 15 of us tourists crammed into one of these boats. And we all ate some and it kind of tasted like water chestnuts. It was pretty tasty.
That's cool. If you want to upload these to like to a Google Drive folder and share it, like I would love to explore these in more detail. These are really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, so maybe I could just like,
You can't click on it.
The screen.
I have to
sharing
stop
talk-
sharing and then start again. So I guess I will, like share, okay, I'm gonna share that one. And I'll just whip through these really fast
So
and
we've got
okay.
this ride on this reed boat where there's
I'll share
2
this
big
one.
bundles of reeds that made it into a catamaran. The reeds came up to a pointy end. And then there was a
There you go.
a
Yeah.
water bottle.
I think your arrows.
Stuck in the end. I thought, oh, that's nice, they have like a cup holder. But it turns out that they actually put the water bottles in the reeds as they're making the boat.
Yeah.
For buoyancy.
Yeah, that's right.
And it makes the boat last twice as long as it just reads on them.
So they make these reed islands or are they natural?
They make them.
Wow,
And this is the house where 6 people live,
Wow.
on the
2
reader.
adults, one, and 4 kids.
Pretty much the same.
And this is where, that's the tender part you eat on the white part. And, we had a tour guide along and he told us some things about their culture in the lake. And the way they make these islands is they cut, bundles of this that are growing naturally, and then they, tie them together. And he's kind of talking about how they did it a little bit.
Do they eventually like grow together, or they require that tie to hold them together the whole time?
I
The
don't
tie
think
just-
they
they're dead
grow
once
together
they're
anymore.
harvested.
And they have to replenish their island. There's a couple of fish. Here's the inside of his house with the, 6 people living here. Okay, here's the boats.
They live there in the winter? Or,
I'm not sure. So it was
12,500.
yeah, very high elevation. It's the highest navigable lake in the world. And it's a huge lake. It's something like 100 miles by 50 miles.
all
It,
shallow?
no, it's not shallow, and it's very, very cold water.
It's Lake Titicaca.
Titicaca, yeah.
Where people came out of in some of the mythologies around there.
So we're,
Pretty hilarious. His Coke bottle lashed up in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whatever works.
Water depth.
So did you feel like shortness of breath the whole time?
yeah, we suffered from altitude sickness, sometimes.
Did
on
they
trip.
have coca leaves?
Yes,
to help?
but chewing coconut leaves helped a lot. It really helped. Yeah, so he's pulling, there's Mark. And
That's how they practice punching. They have to building.
Okay, I do want to be aware of time, but this is
Mhm.
really awesome.
all right.
We should create a Google Drive.
So technically it's a catamaran, but it's kind of a very unusual
Yeah,
one.
that counts.
That counts.
Low bridge deck.
Yeah, yeah.
Submersible almonds.
Here's what he cut the reeds with, and then he gave us some to eat.
And is the bow.
And I peeled it and then
Poles.
we ate it.
The
The island.
We eat that stuff?
Yeah. I thought it tasted good. Here's the deckhand, the lady in the skirt. We tossed her a line and she, yeah. So people dress very traditionally in the Andes, not just in Lake Titicaca, but other places. Like we went to Machu Picchu and we went a lot of little villages and yeah, interesting cultures. We saw lots of alpacas, and guinea pigs and yeah. Anyway, here's their outhouse. And then they were selling crafts and I bought the little boat.
What they had, it's a metal box.
Yeah. And then we went away. We took off with the tourist boat and then we ended up going to 2 more islands and spent the night on one of them. And they were completely different. They were like regular islands that were very tall. And those are other stories. So
Cool.
kind of a really fast run through. And there's another island that we didn't go to. There's more of these.
Yeah, there's the other.
That's
Yeah.
one.
So we chose to sleep on an island that was, a regular island with a couple of steep
Very
hills.
nice.
Yeah.
So there's very little flat land, so that's why they moved to these islands.
I think
Peru
they're
has-
getting away from the Spanish.
Peru doesn't have flat land much.
They're escaping the Spanish.
The Inquisition.
Yeah, nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition.
They sank like stones.
All right, well, I'm going to end this Zoom recording, but thank you to everyone who shared. And yeah, if you want to, send links or anything, we can send them out to the rest of the group. So.